let's talk tax delinquent properties for sale list. That's what you're looking for, right? So how do you get those lists? Sometimes they're just called tax sale lists. Sometimes they're called tax deed sales list. Here's the easy way to do it. Just do a Google search with the county where you're interested and tax sale list. So for example, if you put in the search DeKalb County, Georgia tax sale list, really easy. Montgomery County, Pennsylvania tax sale list will come up. Montgomery County, Maryland tax sale list will come up. Orange County, Florida tax sale list will come up. So hopefully that's enough examples for you. Just do the Google search, and what will come up is a list of upcoming properties for the tax sale. Now, Google's pretty efficient, so make sure you're looking at the current list. But if it didn't give you the current list, it'll give you enough to figure out where to find the current list. Generally, that's going to be on the tax collector's website. It's whoever's holding the auction, which could be the tax collector, could be the county sheriff, could be the county treasurer. It's very easy. Google's smart enough to figure it out for you. So that gets you the list. Lists are generally free, and here's one big tip. Do not buy lists from commercial list providers. There are people that try to make a business out of aggregating these lists. Do not waste your time on those lists, nor, gosh forbid, your money on those lists. Because first of all, those lists are often outdated. Now, why is that? Because the tax sale list changes on a day-to-day basis. You might say, well, why would that be? Why does the list change? It changes because once the property is listed on that list for tax sale, they get nervous and they try to scramble to get the money together to pay the taxes. So the list typically comes out about 45 days before the auction. In those 45 days leading up to the auction, people are getting their money together and paying their taxes. They're making down payments, and they're getting into payment agreements with the county, which will remove the properties from this list. And what the county does, it will update the list. It'll pull properties from the list as those taxes are paid. The problem with the commercial providers is they're not updating their list. They don't update the list as the taxes are paid. Usually they don't update them at all. If they do update them, they're much slower than the county because they're waiting until they get the information from the county and they update it. So don't waste your time or money on commercial providers. So make sure that you're looking at the list from the person actually holding the auction, not from a commercial provider. So when you get the list, also understand that the list that you get at 45 days before the auction is going to be a much larger list than the one 3 days before the auction. So the strategy that you're going to use is when you first get the list, don't really do anything until probably 10 days before the auction, and then start looking through the list. And what you're going to do first is pick a couple of areas that you're interested in. I used to do it by zip code, so I would pick a couple of zip codes I was interested in, and then I would use Google Street View to take a look at the street and the property to see what I could learn. And what I'm trying to do is just identify ones that I'm really interested in and identify ones that I'm absolutely not interested in. So you just use Google Maps, you type in the address. It has a little picture of a little man that you just drag it onto the street, and take a look, rotate the guy around so that you're looking at the whole street. Look down the street, look at the street the other way, look across the street, look at the property you're talking about. Get a feel for the property. Say, is this something I'd be interested in? Or no, this is a terrible neighborhood I'm not interested in. Or no, this is pretty attractive, I'm interested in it. And your goal really is find ones you're very interested in and ones you're not interested in. Cross the ones you're not interested in off your list. And then for the ones you are interested in, go drive by the properties. You need either yourself or through someone else to inspect each property. Now, why is that? Because some of these properties are bulldozed. Some of these properties are fire damaged. Some of them are waterlogged. And you don't know. And it's not like Google takes a picture of the property every day. They don't. There's a date that you'll see if you search around Google Maps. You can tell the date that picture was taken. But unless it's today, you don't know enough to put your hard-earned money down for a property. So make sure that in the couple of days prior to the auction, which is typically just 2 or 3 days before the auction, you're driving the properties to see them and actually physically seeing them. One of the reasons I like to go within a zip code is that it's a much tighter area that you're working in. So you can see a lot of properties in a very short time. You really don't want to be running like to this property, then that property all over the county. It takes too long. So if you work within a couple of zip codes, you can get it done very quickly, and it's just critical that you take a look at each property that you're actually considering bidding on. So then you need to make sure that you have prepared for the auction by doing 2 things. Number 1 thing is you need to generally register for these auctions ahead of time. Usually a week or 2 in advance, you need to be registered for the auction. Typically means you're you're proving or at least stating that you don't owe any back taxes yourself on any properties, and you're getting approval to bid. They don't usually charge a fee. Sometimes you're putting down a deposit, like $500 or something, for the privilege of bidding. That is refundable. It's not a fee. It's just a deposit. But you need to do that in advance. So make sure when you get the list, you just check to see if there are any pre-registration requirements. Usually there will be. So that's number one. Number two is make sure that you line up your money, because these are cash deals. This is not one where you can get a mortgage. For a lot of reasons, tax sales and mortgages do not go together. First reason being, a lot of times properties that go through tax sale have title issues that you have to resolve before you can get a traditional mortgage. And you also don't have a deed to the property, oftentimes until a couple of weeks or even months later, because the bureaucracy takes time to do things, and sometimes that's just the way it works in that particular county. Like you might have, for example, a right of redemption, which allows someone to pay their taxes after the sale, pay your money back plus some profit, and keep the property. So mortgage is out of the question. So you do need to have ready cash to buy these properties. So if you're going to be in that business, just understand that that's the way it is. Now, there are two alternatives and two other opportunities that are hidden within this business that I want to tell you about. The number one is there are ways to buy properties that get overlooked at the tax sale that people didn't bid on. And why would that happen? It happens because often the lists are very, very large. Like I'll give you an example. I was at an auction in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, where I used to bid all the time. Our typical auctions would be 3,000 to 3,500 properties per auction. And there's just no way that you could see all those properties, especially since you could really only look them over at the end when you had to drive the properties, and it's just impossible to do that. So I would cover probably 100 to 200 properties at a given auction, but not more than that. So oftentimes, so many properties are coming through that people can't keep up with them. And so there are ones that just pass through that are good properties that nobody did due diligence on. Those ones you can buy after the auction for the amount of taxes that were due. So it's absolute minimal bid. It's really fantastic. There's no competition. Really good way to buy properties. I have a friend of mine who made a business out of that. My friend Tony does this. He's been doing it since the mid-1990s. Actually, you know what? Go check out the video I did with him. All of the editors put a link up here if it fits on your browser. Other than that, just look down below. There's a way that you can get lists of these properties that are just sitting there that went through prior auctions, weren't bid on, and you can get them for the taxes that were due. And just give me an example, this property you see a picture of, I bought that one through this method I'm talking about for $275. Whole property, free and clear of mortgages, $275. Put a lot into it. It wasn't as nice as it is in this picture, but we put about $30,000 into it and it sold for $65,000. So it was a really good deal. And it was enabled because it was just a leftover. So if you're interested in that, definitely check out the video with Tony either by clicking the link up there, or more likely just go down below the video. You'll see my interview with Tony down below. The second opportunity is something called overages, which has to do with money that are left over from the sale. It's a business that I do. I essentially just call people up, tell them there's some money that they don't know about that we can help them claim. This money is from left over from tax sales. I've made a business out of getting people who've lost everything tens of thousands of dollars back, occasionally hundreds of thousands of dollars back. And we help them get restarted in life. I get a percentage of what I recover. Fits me as an attorney. It's sort of what I know, but you don't need to be an attorney to do this business. I love the overages business because I help people who've lost everything get some recovery in life, get a new start in life, and start to do better again. Very profitable, very fun business you do from home. I recorded a video on that. You can either see a link above my shoulder if we're able to put it there for your browser, or down below, just look for the intro to the Overages Business video. I spend about 7 minutes just going through how it works and how you can get involved in this business. It's a really cool business, doesn't take a lot of money to start. You really help people and you can make really great money doing great good for people. So either way, there's great things to do. So your next steps, go check out those videos so you can learn about overages, you can learn about the leftover sale process. And also, if you're interested in tax sales and foreclosures and real estate investing and entrepreneurship in general, definitely subscribe to my channel. That's what I talk about. I talk about how you can become a competent, successful entrepreneur, even if you're someone that was a corporate employee like I was. Until 2005, I was deep in corporate America. I was working for law firms, and that's as corporate as you can possibly get, wearing a suit every day. I love entrepreneurship. It gives me the time freedom. I work from home. I have breakfast every morning with my kids. We have a wonderful relationship. You know, I'm not at work till 7 o'clock at night. I stop work around 4:30 or 5, and I just spend time with the family and kids. It's absolutely wonderful. I'd wish on everybody. And I'd like to share that with you because at this stage in my life, I've made millions as an entrepreneur, and I'd like to see people following my footsteps, not trapped by corporate America, not trapped in cruddy jobs that you don't care for anymore, but instead having that true freedom to choose how you spend your life and to you be in control of it. I'll just give you a simple example. I'm an entrepreneur. I homeschool my kids. I actually make enough money to afford a teacher for my one child. Like I have a teacher for a child. He's gotten way ahead in school. And when we go on vacation, we don't go on vacation when everybody else goes on vacation. Like that week between Christmas and New Year's and everybody and their cousin is trying to fight to get on a plane or get a reservation. We're home safe and sound, having fun in front of the fireplace. We're out in January when there's nobody out. We just casually, get reservations. Things are half the price they are over Christmas, and we're enjoying ourselves. And I'd like to share that with you. So that's what this channel is about. So if you're interested in entrepreneurship, being your own boss, real estate, overages, things like that, give this thumb up and definitely subscribe to this channel because I'll share that information with you. I'll share my key insights and my learnings from many years as a lawyer and many years as an entrepreneur, helping you to become successful. So I'm really wishing you all the best. Go check out the video with Tony, check out my overages video, and subscribe to this channel so that I can share more of this with you and you can find your entrepreneurial journey to success. It's Attorney Bob Diamond, over and out for now.